Living between Wednesdays. Just trying to get by to the next fix. Living between Wednesdays. Prefer the comics over the Netflix.
What's up, folks? I'm your host Konrad on Wednesday Night Reviews, and from superheroes to average Joes, here's what I read this week. So I got to check out Tights #1, which is a super fun comic. Basically, the idea is COVID-22 has happened, and as a result of that, a lot of people have been laid off. A lot of people are turning to crime to make ends meet, get paid, keep their rent, all that kind of stuff. And in this world, as a result of all of that and of the disconnection from being together, because like ourselves, they've gone to a digital workspace. It's all basically work from home unless absolutely necessary. And so that sets our world. As a result of this, a lot of people in tights have taken to watching too many 80s movies and believing themselves to be powerful, or perhaps they were previously, trained martial artists or athletes of some sort. And so they decide that as crime rises, it is their duty to put on some sort of costume and go stop it, which is, like, as a comic book idea, cool. What I loved about Tights is it took that scenario, COVID, isolation, rising crime, people wanting to become superheroes, and it could have gone so many ways, and yet the lens that they put it through was wonderful. So Tights, with all of its wacky world that's unfolding, focuses in on Ollie Andrews, or Judge Ollie Andrews, Oliver. And Oliver is not a fan of vigilantism, tights as they're called, superheroes. And we are introduced to this belief that he has in the most surreal and powerful and specific way. And it blew my mind that the creative team went such like a tunneled personal route. So the comic opens, and we get this little monologue about, basically, we're not sure who's telling it exactly. It turns out to be the judge, but it's a monologue about how it's easy to rob a bank nowadays. That due to staffing issues, the people that they hire as security, not the best. That because everyone has to wear a mask to enter any building, your identity's already half taken care of there. You don't have to worry. Makes cameras kind of pointless. And basically what unfolds in this scenario is exactly that. A bank robbery gone wrong. All of a sudden guns come out. It gets very violent. And a gentleman who fancies himself to be none other than the hero of the greatest Christmas movie ever, John McClane of Die Hard, storms in, guns blazing, to, stop the criminals. And instead, the cops get called, and in order to try and save an old lady who is just trying to get some money out of the bank, she gets caught up in the crossfire and basically dies because of this. And we are introduced to the judge during that trial, in which the judge is looking at the video camera of the family of this woman, and he can see, and we can see, her grandchild, who's bawling his eyes out, thinking to himself, if I hadn't talked to Granny about getting a toy, she wouldn't have gone to the bank to get the money to get the toy. She wouldn't be there. And now this kid is blaming himself. And that is the extremely tiny, specific way that we're introduced to Judge Andrews. And for the rest of the comic, we get to see how he lives, what he does. He's a judge by day. He has a wonderful partner at home who, they tease each other. They have a nice little relationship. He goes out and goes to meet his personal trainer and stay fit in the time of pandemic. And basically his life seems really boring, other than his passion for fighting these tights in the legal manner. And it all comes to a head when one night in back of an alley, after he's getting some food to bring home, he's attacked by one of the people he previously arrested, and they want him to know first that they are expediting their own sentence, and they've found a purpose in life. Now, what I loved about this comic was, one, the art. It's super consistent. It looks fabulous. Clearly, this creative team was having a lot of fun when they made this book, and it really shows. And when you read it and you get to, look through it and see all of it, it just feels good to read. And it reads so well because of how the writing is structured and how the eye is guided through each page that it just goes. Like, as a first issue, Tights #1 kills it. It blends the serious issues it's trying to bring up with great comedy, and there's a beautiful shot on the last page that just cherry on top for that comedy. And when you put all that together, it's the whole package in one issue. It's wonderful. Throughout the issue, also, as mentioned, there is a good bit of comedy. There's references to movies. There's all sorts of jokes within the background, and it is fabulous to get pulled into this world. I can't wait for however many issues we're going to be getting after Tights #1. Absolutely, folks. If you're already sold, please check out the links down below. Top link is going to be for the Tights comic book store. It's their website. You can get a digital copy right now. You can get a shirt with Tights on it. If you're into skateboarding, they even have a pretty cool skateboard. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, please support your local comic book stores. So if you're down in the Niagara area, Sketchbook Comics, my home away from home, check them out. If you're in Toronto, Beguiling, Silver Snail, Sidekick Comics out in Leslieville, check these amazing stores out. Get some pull lists going. Enjoy the comics that are out there. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. If you have a book you want me to read, let me know, and I'll see you around.
Golden age to present, digest to oversize. Never miss new comic day. Yeah, no surprise. So where's my no prize? Check the letter columns. Can't find issue 2? Yeah. Collector problems, cliffhangers, mysteries. You need answers. When did Batman become Green Lantern? I get it. True believer, not lying. Always up for an awesome summer crossover.